Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Hoof Brewing. These guys are in Ohio and their beers are highly sought after. Hoof-hearted. Hoof-hearted? Hoof-hearted, yeah, that's what it is. A little play on words there. This is their bourbon barrel aged Fitness Freak. This is a big beer. This is a big boy's beer. It's 14% here, guys. You want to drink this one at home or have a designated driver if you're not drinking it at home. Because one of these is enough to get a DUI. It is in this town. You can bet your ass on that. Alright, this was sent to me by my brother Rico. And he writes, 2017 Hoof-hearted Bourbon Barrel Aged Fitness Freak, 14%. Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout with Sumatran Hoof-hearted coffee, vanilla, and maple syrup added. Sold in packs of 2 at the brewery for $20. $10 a piece. Bow! But it's bourbon barrel aged. Those beers are a little more pricey, guys. $10 for a 16-ounce can of this. So, he said he traded for this because Hoof-hearted doesn't have a huge distribution. They sell everything that they produce locally, more than likely. He said there's a batch number by the barcode that says 201709-3. He emailed the brewery and they told him that the batch code was actually the canned on date, so it was canned on 09-03 of 17. So not quite 2 months old. Next week it'll be 2 months old, 7 weeks old, guys. This sure to be very, very impressive beer, I would think. So let's get on with this one and see what we end up with here. Commercial description on this one, vanilla, maple, and hoof-hearted coffee. That's the description on this. And on the can, they say it's got the ABV of 14. I don't see the IBUs. Untapped doesn't have it. Beer Advocate doesn't have it. And it doesn't have it on the can. Not super critical, but would like to have that if they want to volunteer it. But some of them don't want to volunteer it. They want to keep that secret for some reason. But anyway, we've gone over everything we need to go over. So let's get this can, pop the top, and get this into the glass. That can is full all the way to the top. Alright, and it's pouring out like cola. It's not super pitch black, not coming out of the can. Now that may change once it gets into the glass there. Food pairing cheese with buttery brie, good of Artie Swiss. Chocolate digestive, meat, beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware, pint, becker, non tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter, and it says here it can be sold for a long period of time. Just be aware that they've used coffee, guys, and that will fade over time. So I don't know if I would want to sell this one too long. Alright, hardly any head, just barely covering the top of the beer. Pretty dark in the glass. I am getting some red ruby notes on the thin part of the glass down there, so it's not pitch black, but it is fairly dark. Let's get it to the nose, see what we got. Getting a little butterscotch aroma on this one, guys. A little bit of diacetyl going on this one. That's a shame. It's not super off-putting. There's some rich roasted malt in there. There is some coffee. but I am getting a slight twinge of some diacetyl in it. A lot of times that'll brew out. Sometimes it doesn't. This one has a slight hint of it. But I am getting the coffee and the roasted malt. And it says here with the maple, the yeast is going to eat most of that up. Well, let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Definitely some diacetyl going on here, guys. I'm tasting the butterscotch. I am getting the coffee, but there is diacetyl going on in this. Not going to hurt you. It just gives the beer a butterscotch aroma and taste. Some people like that butterscotch taste. I mean, it's like you're getting a hit of butterscotch candy with your beer, but technically it should not be there. Maybe a slight hint of some bourbon in there, but it's not enough bourbon notes to be bourbon barrel aged, big letters on the can, in my opinion. I don't know how long they left it in there, or if it was a first run bourbon barrel, not had beer in it before. But I'm going to reserve judgment on anything else about the bourbon. Let it warm up. It's right out of the fridge, and see if I get some more bourbon notes at the end of the beer when I come back. But there is some diacetyl going on in this one. There is some butterscotch taste and aromas to the beer. Not sure at this stage, I might change my mind when I come back, that this is worth $10 for a 16-ounce can. So let me sip on it. I'm going to go ahead and dump the back end in here. And we'll go out and sip on this one for a while and see if it gets any better and changes any, or it's still what it is when I come back. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been sitting on about 30 minutes or so. Now that it's warmed up a little bit, the butterscotch, that diacetyl aromas have dissipated a little bit. I am getting a little bit more of coffee. Not a big bourbon barrel note for something that's been barrel aged. I'm a little disappointed in the bourbon notes that I'm getting. But it's there. It's just very subtle. 14% alcohol is very, very well hidden for 14%. This one could get you in trouble because you're not tasting that big boozy alcohol notes on the beer. So it's a well-made beer, no doubt about that. But it does still have some of that butterscotch taste. Not so much in the aroma now. The coffee is more prevalent on the nose, but it's still there though. So I've got one that's got a little diacetyl, and I'm gonna probably go against the grade on this one because of that. There is some diacetyl going on in the beer, and a lot of people, from what I've read about this beer, absolutely love it. It's if it didn't have the diacetyl and had a little bit more bourbon notes, it would be a 10 beer, guys. But with the diacetyl going on and the bourbon notes being subdued as they are, I would be hesitant to pay $10 for this can of beer like Rico did. So Rico, sorry my brother, tasty beer, but it is not a 10 beer to me. I'm still getting a little bit of that diacetyl butterscotch notes on the nose. I am getting some coffee, roasted malt, and a slight hint of some bourbon in there, but it's very subdued, guys. I've had much better bourbon barrel aged stouts than this. So I'm one of the unlucky ones, and so is Rico, because he paid $10 for this and shipped it to me to get one that has a diacetyl going on in it. Very disappointing. That'll go. I'm getting a little peppermint in it too. Like I said, I would be very hesitant now that I've had this to pay $10 for this can of beer. with the bourbon notes being subdued, the diacetyl going on, the butterscotch taste, and hints of peppermint that I don't think should be there. So, still a good beer. The diacetyl is not going to hurt you. It's not infective or it's going to make you sick. It's not going to happen at all. I did find tasting. The other half liked it. She thought it was pretty damn tasty. She would probably give it a 9 or a 10. I'm not going there. I am impressed with the 14% being as hidden as it is. Very well made beer there, but there's something going on with this particular can. I'm not saying all of them are infected, but I've got one that's got the diacetyl going on in it. And that happens occasionally. Usually that dissipates in the brewing process, but there's a lot of places for that to happen, with it being going from the bright tank into through the lines into the barrels, and then from the barrels back into the lines, and then into the canning process. So there's a lot of room for things to get into the beer that probably should not be there. Not that it's going to hurt you, it just gives it some off flavors. And this one has the diacetyl off flavor to me. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to give this one a B+, 89, that's where I'm going to put it. And like I said, I'm definitely going against the grade on this because this is probably an outstanding world-class beer. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.53. So that's their A scale. 4.50 is their A scale. This is 4.53, so that is in their A category. Not A+, but A category. Over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.59. That's almost the best numbers I've ever seen from those guys over there. I think a 4.6 something is only the best thing I've ever seen for them. So this is getting pretty high marks from the fellows over at Untapped. So I feel kind of disappointed that I got one that had that diacetyl going on in it, because it probably not in every can. I just got unlucky, and it could have been something in the can. It might have something in the can that caused that. So I don't know, but I am getting that diacetyl taste on this one. So I'm gonna stick with my guns. Like I said, B+ for me. 89 would be where I would put this. I know it's a well-made beer because I don't taste any of that 14%. So that tells me it's a well-brewed beer. But with the diacetyl taste of the butterscotch, I can't get up into the A category on this one, guys. Sorry, Rico. If you had this one from them and you thought it was outstanding world class, or you didn't get that butterscotch taste, give me some comments back on this one, guys. I just happen to be one of the unlucky ones, and me and my brother Rico, because he paid for it, to get the one that had the diacetyl taste, because I'm not seeing that in anybody's comments or anything, and it doesn't reflect that on the reviews from either site. So, yeah, as they say, happens. So, with that being said, if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. I did enjoy it. Thanks a bunch, Rico. It is a tasty beer. I just wish it didn't have the diacetyl going on in it that this one does. And that happens. I've had quite a few of them in the last couple of years that had that butterscotch taste going on in it. And like I said, a lot of times that dissipates in the brewing process, guys. But this one kind of lingered on. So I don't know what happened there. So, if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again. Let's go see what's in the fridge.